What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode. Oh yeah, guys. So I've expanded out the base a little bit more. I kind of expanded it out before last episode. I didn't say anything about it, but yeah, I did expand this out further. So I'm kind of following the lake over here, and I was kind of following the edge of the mountain. And I'm not sure if I like this change, but yeah, like the mountain went out a little bit, so I kind of went here, and then I can only go out that far, and then I follow it flat over here. I don't know if I like this little 5-block indent or whatever. I might move this wall back and just kind of square it up a little bit so we just have one long wall here. But I don't know, I guess maybe the change in the face of the wall is good. I don't know. Anyway, I just got done opening up this section back here as well. So we got a lot of room now in this top floor. Yeah, a lot of room to put down machines, a lot of room to build some stuff. It's pretty barren right now. All I did was smooth out the walls, took out all the ores, replaced it all with a smooth stone. And then, yeah, I laid down this jungle wood down here and just used the chisel. And this is the one that kind of looked the best to me. And I just laid it down. Now, the reason why we're using jungle wood is just because I like wood for a floor, and we have a lot of jungle wood. So that's the reason for that. But yeah, it does look very similar to our storage drawers over here, which are made out of jungle wood as well. And so I've tried to break it up a little bit by using these stone. This is smooth stone chisel. This is like called, what is it, stone panel, I think? It says stone bricks up there, but I just used regular smooth stone and turned it into this. But yeah, so I got this kind of a thing going on, trying to help break it up. Eventually, we're going to be getting rid of the storage drawers, and we will have applied energistics, so this won't be really an issue. But yeah, I still kind of want the floor here. Anyway, I was just trying out some things. I didn't finish this all the way over there, just for like this little section is all I did, just to see if I liked it or not. All right, so we wanted to work on some things today, and before we get working on things, let's take a minute and look at this. So Redstone Furnace, we were talking about upgrading this a couple episodes ago, and a lot of people are raging at me in the comments saying you have to upgrade this to the next tier before you can go to the second tier, to the third tier, etc., etc. The reason why I was confused, if you hover over this and you hit U on your keyboard for uses, it'll show you the upgrade crafting, right? But in every single one of these, Redstone Furnace basic, 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 yep, that's where I got confused, is because it says Redstone Furnace basic, even though that's not the real recipe. So yeah, anyway, I had this ingrained in my mind that the recipes are in this pack were changed, and I tried this and it didn't work, and I got confused, whatever. We got it all sorted now, guys. Not a big deal. So I got all the different things laid out here so we can upgrade these machines. So we can go to the hardened, then we can go to the reinforced, and finally we can go to the resonant. And then also I have a pulverizer over here I wanted to upgrade. Just made this. I was pulverizing, what was I pulverizing? Ferrous. I was pulverizing ferrous and then resmelting that with sand in the induction smelter to get slag, and then I was melting the slag to get rock wool, and I was using that to make the secondary sieve, these upgrades for the pulverizer. That's what I was doing. So anyway, I had to have the pulverizer there to turn the ferrous back into the pulverized ferrous. So yeah, let's upgrade this machine here. So we'll go to the hardened, to the reinforced, and then finally the resonant. Cool. So now we can set these guys down and add the upgrades to them. Like so. Then we got all these different upgrades here. So the furnace, all we're gonna do is just put in the speed upgrades. This makes it use, wait, is this level 1? That's 2, that's 3. Doesn't matter what order they're in. I just like them in 1, 2, 3 order. Yeah, this will make it use a lot more power, but it'll go a lot faster. So I am happy with that. And then the pulverizer, I guess it still had some power in it. Sure. This will just make it give a better chance for a secondary, so we can get, I don't know, more shiny or whatever. Anyway, we will go and pick these up. Now that we got those in there, we need, I think, an MV. Yep. You know what? We don't have any more MV wires either, do we? All right, so we need Electrum. Then we also need, what was the other one? Treated sticks. one of these. So I found out how to take one item out at a time. Yeah, after I recorded last episode, my fingers slipped from shift from trying to do it the applied energistics way onto control, which is right below it. Yeah, control right click, you can pull one item out at a time, which is awesome. Just something I'm just going to have to get used to. It's too bad that they aren't the same exact method, because now I'm going to get confused when we get to applied energistics eventually. All right, so there... Oh, wait. Nope, I want this reversed. I want the pulverizer on the left and the furnace on the right, like so. And then we can put these guys on there and just give these a little bit of power. And there to there, there to there. Cool. Also, I've been pulling off directly from these things, like to our energetic infuser, so we can get more power out of this thing. Now, I was charging up my jetpack. Maybe we can see it better with this. Yeah, I was charging up my jetpack, and I noticed that this power goes down and then it's feeding directly off the line. This tells you how much power it's actually using. So that should be exactly how much power is being fed into the machine. Yeah, those high voltage cables are supposed to do like 4,000, and we are only getting not even that, right? How much are we getting? Now this is dropping down even further. It's like 1,000 RF a tick or something. And this is off the HV wire, and the HV comes all the way over here to our redstone energy cell. And this thing up here is set to 8,000 output. So these lines, either there's a little bit of a power loss if you split them from these relays, or there's just power loss from stretching the cable, like significant power loss. I was thinking it was only gonna be dropping down maybe a few RF or whatever, but this is like cutting that down pretty significantly. All right, so that's done. That's all charged up. We should probably charge up our jetpack while we are here. Let's get that all charged up. Cool. So yeah, things that I want to work on today. I think the very first thing I want to do, let's head over and check out this hungry node over here. It's starting to eat away the train pretty good. It's like eating away at these trees and stuff too. You can kind of see the logs. Yeah, I want to see if we can take care of that. I know people are saying in the comments that I can use my hang glider and get away from it. I'm not so sure about that. I really don't want to die anywhere near that thing and then have to try and get my stuff. Because if you break the gravestone and it sucks those items in, they're gone, right? So I don't want any mistakes. I don't want to take anything expensive with me while we are over there messing with that thing. But what I think I want to do, I want to try piston pushing. Hi, Enderman. Wow, you were like right there, aren't you? Die! I want to try piston pushing like some cobblestone right next to it. Yeah, I'll piston push some cobblestone next to it, then I can break the cobblestone to get closer and closer, and then I can place some obsidian around there. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Let's see. Cobble. So yeah, what we'd do is we'd piston push like cobblestone in a line like this, and then I can get closer to it by breaking the cobblestone, right? And it'd be pulling me in there, so I can't really get away from this block. But what I'm thinking is maybe I can do something like this and just place it on the sides or whatever. I don't know if that's such a good idea. Maybe if I do like a bigger wall of it. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the best way is, since we don't really have... Maybe our jetpack's strong enough to get away from it. I really don't know, but I don't want to lose this to it. It's the biggest thing. So yeah, I think I'm going to try and set up over there, see if we can piston push some blocks and then try and replace those blocks with obsidian before it pulls them in and destroys them. But yeah, let's see what we can do as far as that goes. All right, guys, so here we are. The hungry node is like right in front of us. It's like in line with this log directly in front of it. I'm not sure how many blocks away that is. It's probably something like about as far as a piston can push, I would imagine. Not entirely sure. But what I do want to do is come down here first thing. We'll put down a chest. This should be out of range from where it's sucking in blocks, I think. So I don't think this chest should be harmed at all. So we got obsidian. Probably want some of this on me. Put some of this cobble away. And then let's see, glass. We want the piston, the lever, this. I'll put that guy away. And then also I'm going to take off my armor except for my jetpack for right now. All right. So what I think I want to do, I've never messed with these before, so please forgive me if I'm doing this like in a really, really derpy way. But yeah, I think what I want to do is put down a lever right here and then take a piston, and then we need to turn it around this way. It's pulling me. All right. So we're going to do that. Then I think if I just go ahead, I probably should have grabbed 2 pistons and done, or 3 pistons actually. I could do this a lot faster. But yeah, we're going to do this and kind of surround the thing. So if I do get close enough, it won't pull me into it. All right, guys. So I piston pushed a line of cobblestone above it, below it, and to the sides or whatever. And yeah, it is still breaking out blocks, and I can kind of get close to it now without too much problem. I've started laying down some obsidian where it was breaking out the blocks, so I think we can get rid of this thing. So it is right there, so I need to place down an obsidian right there. Okay, cool. So now we need one directly on top of it where that is. Got it. All right, well, we're making progress. We are making progress. Yeah, this thing is kind of scary, so I wasn't really sure if my jetpack was going to be enough to keep us away from it. Got some cobblestone. Don't need all this on us. Let's grab a little bit more obsidian. Yeah, because this jetpack is like such a pain in the butt to make. I did not want to lose it by playing around with this thing. Oh, man. Yeah, that does damage to me just by sitting on top of that obsidian. That is not good. So where is it now? Is it right between those two? Yeah, all right. So we need obsidian there. Whoop, get away from it. I'm gonna try and place some blocks right where it's doing damage to me. Can I stand right here and be okay? All right. So it's just gonna pull me right on the top of center of this block, so we can do that. Oh, there's all my obsidian. All right, well, I'm going to continue to do this and try and get it all closed in, and we'll be back, guys. All right, well, I got it done. It's not pretty, but it's definitely now contained. Uh-oh, looks like a chicken got sucked up into it. Well, I think that chicken's probably going to be there for forever. Yeah, as I was breaking the cobblestone over here, little pieces were kind of flying over it, and now we're just kind of floating around. They'll despawn eventually. That chicken, though, I think that's going to be there probably for forever. So cool. Yeah, we got this all taken care of. I don't know if I'm going to fix the train. That was kind of the point of getting that all contained like that, so it wouldn't destroy the terrain anymore. But yeah, it's like if I get close to this thing, it starts pulling me in, and yeah, I'll end up just like the chicken. Well, maybe I can hang out down here a little bit. Yeah, it's pulling me. Okay. Yeah. Hover mode. Save me. Get me out of here. Yeah, this thing's crazy. All right, well, I'm gonna pick up my stuff. Let's head back to the base and let's work on something else. All right, guys, so we were talking about last time setting up the IC2 ore production line. Yeah, so let's start working on that. So back here, I have some things laid out to make a macerator, I do believe. So we needed a basic machine casing and then an electronic circuit. Maybe I forgot. Let's see. Basic machine casing, electric circuit. Oh, that's crushed obsidian. I thought this was all cobblestone. My mistake, my mistake. So obsidian. Yeah, we got some of this stuff already pre-made. So pretty easy. All right, so there's a macerator. Double trouble achievement get. Oh, yeah. Then we also wanted to make some other things here. So we needed another machine casing, another electronic circuit, and then we needed, I think it's from this one. Yeah, we need a couple of motors made up, so we have to make these coils. Oh, you know what? I need 2 more iron. Man, I thought I had all this stuff laid out, and it turns out, nope. It's laid out, but not entirely. All right, there we go. So that crafting's done. Then we can drop these guys right like so, make a couple of motors, and drop those over here, or a washing plant. Got it. Cool. So now we have the macerator, the ore washing plant, and then we have, what is it? The thermal centrifuge over here. Cool. So we got all of these, and I believe this is all we need to get the proper IC2 ore production line going, if I recall correctly. Oh, you know what? There's where all my MV wire connectors and my MV wire coils went. I thought I'd crafted all that stuff together, but no, I guess we have these still. Cool. So where do we want to set this up? Now, I was talking about we should set up like a clean room or something like that for the ore processing, but I don't know where we're going to set that up at the moment. I kind of want to get these things laid out here first, just so we can test them out and see how this stuff works. And then we will look at making a proper room for them. So we'll put this down, that down, and that. You know what else we wanted? We wanted to make a Oh, a bat box. You know what? Did I lay out a recipe for that? I did. Okay, so let's make a bat box. And the reason why we want one of these is so we can charge our electronic wrench or electric wrench, whatever, when it's in lossless mode, which uses a whole lot of power. Yeah, we want to be able to charge that so we can pick up these machines and move them somewhere else without chancing breaking them. All right, there, you and you. So this should be charging up with power. It is cool. These should all have power. They do. Well, this one kind of. Another thing I've been told, let's grab, what is it called? Lever, one of these things. Yeah, the thermal centrifuge. I didn't know this before, but this guy right here is kind of like that induction furnace where this heat gauge, did they change this? Wasn't this 3000 before? Maybe it depends on what you put in here. But anyway, this heat gauge, like it builds up and you can keep it full by having a lever in front of it. Yeah, just putting the lever there makes this thing heat up. So it'll stay heated. I assume this uses power while it's doing that. Maybe it's very low power. I don't know. But anyway, we won't have to wait for this thing to heat up. Every time we put ores in there, it'll automatically be heated and be doing stuff, which is cool. It's what we want. So the ore washing plant, I do believe, requires water. So let's get a thingy, a transfer node. And then right behind the ore washing plant, we can just go ahead and put down some water. I did grab the sink. I believe that was in Agrarian Skies before, and I think it was called a well. I made the one out of brick and it looks like a barrel, so I don't know. So anyway, we'll grab the transfer node liquids. We'll put a whirl interaction upgrade in there, and we will break this block right there. So this should be sucking up water into the ore washing plant. Cool. It is. Let's go ahead and get rid of this thing. Then we can also just fill all of this back in so we don't have to look at all this nonsense. Like so. Cool. So this thing is now full of water. This thing is now fully heated, and yeah, the number is fluctuating a bit, so I assume it is drawing power. Is this? Yeah, the MV wire connector doesn't say how much power it has in there. Okay, so let's see how this all works. So if I grab my hazmat suit, just go ahead and click all these pieces on. Yeah, okay, so we want the hazmat suit, then we want some uranium. So let's grab one uranium ore and let's put it through the macerator, see what we get, and we'll put it through the ore washing machine and see what we get. Okay, so putting that uranium through the macerator, we get 2 crushed uranium ore. And then if we stick that in the ore washing machine, what do we get here? All right, so once that ore went through the washing plant, we got 2 purified crushed uranium ore, 4 tiny piles of lead dust, and 2 stone dust. All right. So let's take the purified crushed uranium ore and we'll put it through this thermal centrifuge and see what we get then. Okay, so I put in the uranium here. The heat went down to 3,000, so it did lose heat, and now it's building back up to 5,000. So it looks like we got 5 uranium-238 and 2 tiny piles of uranium-235 by putting the purified uranium through here. So I think this is the way to do it to get the maximum amount of the uranium and the or of the 2 different types of uranium, I should say. So yeah, okay, so we're definitely gonna want these hooked up. Now this goes kind of slow, and I don't know how fast we need this stuff. Yeah, I think that's something we're gonna have to figure out. Now I do know that you can take these. Let's do, yeah, here's the other uranium stuff here. So we can take these, we can put these all together. And then I think if we do this recipe like this, yeah, we get the enriched uranium nuclear fuel. Now this is what we need to put into, I can't remember what those things are. So let's, I think they're called fuel rod. Fuel rod MOX, fuel rod uranium. Yeah, okay, so we need a canning machine that's going to take the enriched uranium nuclear fuel plus a fuel rod, and then it's going to put into a uranium fuel rod. Now, I don't know if this is something that I can touch without the hazmat suit on. Probably not. So how do we get the fuel rod? So it's iron plate in a metal former extruding. Okay, and then we're also going to need a canning machine. So we got fluid, solid canning machine, and solid canning machine. Is there a difference between these two? Can they both do the same thing? We probably want the fluid solid, I would imagine. That sounds like it can do more stuff. It takes more power. All right, so let's make one of these real quick. Okay, guys, so the fluid solid canning machine, we got that made. So it looks like we can do bread / uranium and a can / fuel rod to equal canned food or a fuel rod. Kind of what this icon looks like. There's a few different modes here. Yeah, we're gonna be on the canning mode. I think we put these somewhere. Yeah, I don't know how this all works, so we're gonna figure this out. I still have my suit on. Let's make one thing of the enriched uranium nuclear fuel, and let's see how we can get this thing canned. We put that, oh, we put that there. Okay, and it just does a little thing, and I assume we're just gonna get the little fuel rod over here. And yeah, fuel rod, uranium. Cool. So that is pretty easy. This seems like it'd be pretty simple to get this automated, that we just put in uranium ore here. It'd macerate. We could have the little ejector upgrade ejected over into the ore washing plant, which could do this stuff. I don't know how we would handle the lead and the dust, but we could have this ejected over into the thermal centrifuge, which could process it. Or yeah. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do this all. I'm sure there's ways that we can get this all automated. I'm just going to have to think it through and figure out the different machines that we have that can do the auto crafting. But yeah, I think this should be pretty easy to do. So we got 3 more of those fuel rods. Let's go ahead and craft up 3 more of these. Or I guess just 2 more, since we don't have enough of the other one, the 235 or whatever that is. So we'll stick that in here and get these all canned up. Well, now that we have the uranium fuel rods, the obvious next step is to make ourselves a nuclear reactor. All right, so it's a little bit of crafting to get this done. But yeah, we need to make 3 of these basic machine frames, and then we can make 3 of these reactor chambers, and then we can stick that over here with 4 dense lead plates and an advanced circuit, and that'll make ourselves a nuclear reactor. Cool. So we have this. So in order to start producing power, we have to put one of those fuel cells into the nuclear reactor and then give it, you know, a little bit of a flip on the lever. But we also need to make a heat vent. So yeah, this is the next step here. As the fuel rod is inside the nuclear reactor, it's going to be generating power and making heat. And we need these heat vents to dissipate that heat. Otherwise, boom. And we don't want boom, because that would be really, really bad. Okay, so we need heat or iron plates and some iron bars. Do we have? Yes. Okay, so we got iron and some of those. What was the other? Oops. What was the other thing we needed? An electric motor. Cool. So more of this tin stuff. All right, so let's get some tin. We got 1 of those made. That is not enough. So we're going to need to extrude 2 of those plates. And then finally, we need the copper coils, right? Oh, man. Copper. Right, I think we got enough of this stuff and some iron. No. Get back in there, horse armor. Okay, so let us take 2 of those, wrap these around those, and there we go. There's the coils. Then we need, yeah, the 10 plates need to be extruded or rolled. Let's put this on the rolling. Do that. Okay, so I just made up a few more copper cables. I wasn't sure if we had enough in there, but it looks like we do. We do have enough. Yeah, we just need to wait for this to go. You know, the next thing I'd really like to work on is getting the upgrades for this. And I was looking, we have that canning machine over here, and I think this is all we need to do, really. We put water in here. We put in some lapis dust, and then we just need the cans or whatever they are. I can't remember what those things are called. Anyway, yeah, we just put in lapis here and some water, and then that converts it. We'd have to put this on fluid enrich. I think this is the method. It's been a while since I've done this. I remember doing this in FTB Infinity a while ago. But yeah, that's definitely something I want to start working on here pretty quick. Waiting on these machines just taking so long. I got things to do. All right, so down here, let's take a look at this recipe once again before I start crafting the wrong thing. Yeah, we need 2 coils, an iron ingot, and then that. Oh, you know what? We did need those other ones done up, didn't we? Okay, so good. Do that, this, one of those. All right, so there we go. There's 2 of those motors. Got it. Okay, so we need 4 of these, 1 of those, and this. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to be making up another heat vent here shortly, but I just wanted to get one of these made up right now, just so we had one. Okay, so what we want to do is swap back over to our hazmat. We'll set down the nuclear reactor. Something like this. This is just a test because we're going to be setting this thing up in like a bigger form a little bit later. But yeah, this is like the safest and most basic way to do one of these. Okay, so heat vent, fuel rod, lever, and then we want the HV there. A wire from here up to here. Yep, that'll attach to our existing incoming power. Yep. And then in here, we just want to put a fuel rod and a heat vent. And I do believe the fuel rod, when it's just 1, produces 4 heat units is what I was reading. And then the heat vent can dissipate 6. So there is no way that this would cause any problems at all. Let's do it. All right, well, that sounds pretty loud. We are outputting 5 EU a tick, and the core temperature is at 0. This is what I like to see. Yeah, this is like a very, very weak setup. Cool. So I think we can just leave this alone until this fuel rod runs out, and then we can keep adding in fuel rods. Trying to get away from the sound. Yeah. What we want to do is we want to get those depleted fuel rods. So fuel rod, if we look at the depleted ones, let's see, depleted MOX, depleted uranium uses. Oop. Okay, so uses on this. So if we take this and we put it into a thermal centrifuge, we'll get a tiny pile of plutonium. We'll get some of our uranium-238 back and some iron dust. Unfortunately, it does not look like there's a way we can get the uranium-235 other than, putting the enriched or the purified uranium through the thermal centrifuge like we were doing previously. Okay, so the tiny pile of plutonium, this is what we are interested in because this can turn into the plutonium, which can be used to make this pellets of RTG fuel. I think once we get to the plutonium stage, though, we're going to want to see if we can duplicate this and start making some UU matter and all of that stuff. So we'll probably start working on that pretty soon, too. But the uses on this pellet of RTG fuel, this is where we really want to go because that'll turn into iridium ore. We can use the RTG fuel to make these creative energy cells later on. That's way down the road. Mob grinder from Draconic Evolution, the Draconic chest, we need one of those. Uranium fuel rods for setting up the big reactors, and the miniature black hole if we wanted to do portal guns. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we can use that for, but the first stage is putting the fuel rods in a nuclear reactor and just letting it go until it's depleted. All right, let's check on this. Yeah, it doesn't really show much here, does it? There's a chicken down there walking. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to end up doing, I'm going to go online. I'm going to try and find out some better ways that we can set this thing up. There's ways that we can put on like nuclear chambers around it. So there'd be like 6 blocks around there, and that would expand out the amount of room we have inside. Then we could put in more fuel rods and more components and make the reactor really crazy. But yeah, we're definitely going to want to set up a reactor room for anything bigger than this. This is pretty safe to, just walk away from. I don't really have to worry about that. I know for sure that it's not going to explode. At least I hope so. From everything I read, that's like the most basic stable reactor design. But yeah, guys, we got some time that we're going to have to kill. Just let those fuel cells do their thing until we can get a few of those depleted fuel rods. Hopefully by next episode, we'll have a few of those going. I'm hoping to have at least 2, maybe 3. Yeah, I might end up making some more nuclear reactors and just doing those single cell things like that since they're so safe. The only thing is they just cost a lot of resources, which, we have some decent amount. We should also start looking at getting a quarry set up here pretty soon. I don't know how close we are to one of those, but yeah, we're definitely going to have to start doing that sometime in the near future. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Yeah, I'm still learning this nuclear reactor stuff from IC2. I haven't really messed with it before, so this is all new stuff for me. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you did like it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.